What's up, guys? Today I just want to talk about the importance of your book cover design. If you're publishing a book, or maybe you're writing one, or maybe you're just out here watching this video, you kind of need to know why you would need an eye-catching book cover. Now, most people say, well, it's to catch your reader's attention, but I think the bigger reason is because, well, one, you're the only one that's going to be in your life for the rest of your life. So, I mean, if you're trying to really take control and get out there and make your book noticeable, then you need to really reconsider what maybe your book cover already looks like, or what it will look like in the future when you get to that point of the publishing process. I think that book cover design is like the number one thing you can do to really be where you're supposed to be as an author. If you mess up your book cover, there's no going back from that. I mean, you can go for a redesign, but it's not going to be. It's something that you really should just think about. How right are you going to do this the first time? Because in the long term, 10 years from now, the book cover you have right now, or maybe you're getting a book cover eventually, it's going to be there after you publish your book, and readers are going to see it, and readers are going to have an opinion. Now, whether that opinion be good or bad, that is completely up to you. You're the author, you wrote the book, so it's kind of up to you how this thing, how it works out. Because I have people ask me, so do you create the book covers just from scratch, or where do the ideas come from, or da 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 da? And I think that really it's just being paired up one-on-one with the author, and actually having a message that we want to get through with the design. Like, once you have the message, it's easy to go ahead and design it and make sure that the message is getting across to the reader, so that they know, hey, this is what this book might be about, or they see some pictures of maybe a girl or of whatever it is on your cover, and then they know. So it's really important to just think about why your book cover design is important as it is. Like writing a good essay, you want to write it good, otherwise you get a bad grade in school. Now the same thing is with your book cover. If you get a bad grade from your readers and they don't like it and it's an F, then I don't think your book is going to make that many sales. Now, how can you really double up or triple up on what you want to, or should I say triple down, double down on what you want to do with your cover? Well, one, you need an action plan, and an action plan looks like knowing what exactly it is you want to put out there, and knowing is a lot better than just jumping back from idea to idea, because at the end of the day, you need to be a decisive person if you're actually going to get results. And being decisive always is going to outbeat being indecisive, because indecisiveness doesn't help anybody. It doesn't create anything else. It doesn't really do anything. So when I go into designing a book cover, I make sure I know what I want to design before I design it. Otherwise, we're just playing games, and I don't play games. Like, when I go into design and I do art, it's like it's all for a purpose, and that purpose is because I need this cover to be eye-catching, so readers pay attention to it. And if it's not eye-catching, then I don't know what that book cover or that book is doing on the shelf. I don't think that. I think you need bad book covers. I think you need book covers that are not so good, but I think that it's important to make sure your book cover is not one of them. Yeah, just remember that. Make sure your book cover is not one of them. And sometimes it's not a bad thing to get critiques. If you need to ask your family or your friends or just people online what their opinion is of your book cover, then go ahead and ask them, because they're just going to help you get to a better result, ask them how can you make it more eye-catching, ask them what don't they like about it, and then go ahead and make revisions according to that. That's how I do my revisional process. When an author approaches me and they're like, I need this changed, I need this changed, that's cool, we get it changed, and it's more so knowing what needs to be done that's the most important thing. So I think, and like I said, in the long run, your book cover, once it's created, it's something that's more of like, it's like a static thing, a static image being something that's still, and it is what it is type of thing. So like, it's either a massive opportunity for you, or it's very little opportunity, and the choice is on you. So I think if you want to pick the massive opportunity and really make the best of your publishing career as an author, as a writer, as a self-publisher, then you really got to just value the little things that go into creating just something that's a great creation. When Henry Ford started making these cars and stuff, like, do you think he was thinking that it wasn't important? No, obviously not. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to give his energy into actually making the I don't know if it was the Model T or whatever he was that first the first cars, and then how those developed into the next cars and the cars after. So it's always like maybe your first book's not the best book, but it's about progression. And just like the first car wasn't the best car, but in a way it was the best because it was a start. So just I think that if you can take anything away from this, just know that you're the one that's deciding what's happening. So make better decisions. And that decision is going to go back into the value and giving and what you're doing and what people are ultimately going to be, dealing with at the end or picking up and buying at the store or whatever it may be. This applies to all things. Things are important. Life's important. And sometimes I think people want to shut that switch off or they're just like, it's not. But I tend not to because I think value is the most underrated thing. How much do you value your time? How much do you value what you're going to do today? How much do you value that page you wrote of your book? How much do you value your book cover? What is setting all these values and why? And I think ultimately that's probably what people are starting with as their end game picture. Like, where is it that you want to go ultimately? Because ultimately, if you want to be a bestseller, then you're going to need an eye-catching book cover design. There's no question. It's just it comes down to you and what you're going to do about it. So your readers know your book cover is important. People know book covers are important, but it's more of like you don't think of it when you're looking at books. You're just looking. Oh, it's just a book. It's just a book. So it's almost you gotta step out of that, just passive reader mode and be like, if this is for people that are writing books. Be like, this is something that is critical, is so critical that if it's not done right and you have to go back later, it's just gonna be an issue. So get it done the first time correctly, and I promise you the results are gonna be great, and you're gonna be way happier working on promoting your book, working on marketing your book, working on just being with your book and promote just being there. Because whether you're promoting it or marketing it or not, I think at the end of the day, when it's online published or in a store and published, you're either going to be happy or not happy with what your book is. And I think that, like after I did my first covers, there's a lot of covers like I just have not been happy with. Like, and we have gone back and made the changes and done the things that has improved these covers. Because I don't leave my stuff at just, I'm not happy with that. Like, that's why I offer a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. You can find that at the bottom of my website, joshuajohn.com. But what it says is, I will keep working with you until you're completely happy. Basically meaning, I will make any revisions necessary on your book cover until you get something that you are completely satisfied with. Because once you're really happy, and I think that, well, first I think it starts with you, and then I think that brushes off onto the readers. Some people say, well, it's all about the people and da. But if you aren't happy with what it looks like, then the readers it ain't gonna really matter. You know what I mean? So it's really about what do you want and putting just the level of importance over that, because it's gonna carry you wherever you need to go. So pay attention to just valuing the importance of things. Maybe it's your book cover, maybe it's your writing, maybe it's just your day, waking up and getting up and valuing how important today is, or maybe it's anything else. I just think that it's important to pay attention, guys. So keep paying attention. I believe in you, and I know that there's plenty of you that can get out there selling like hundreds of thousands of books, and maybe you already have, and that's great. So do more, be bigger, grow just like a plant would, and like I promise you, by the time you get to the end of your life, you'll be happy with all the decisions you made today, and the importance and the value that you gave them, and just knowing that you made that decision and that decision changed something for someone else and for yourself. So hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something, or just connected in some way to what I'm talking about. Just having the importance over things is important. So remember that. I will see you guys on the next vlog, and I guess these are kind of like, they're like vlogs, but they're a little bit not vloggy, because vlogs sometimes, I guess everybody does them differently, but this is just how I'm doing. I'm talking about book covers and talking about just different points that are important in my opinion. And yeah, so have a great night. Keep writing. Do something today that scares you, and just be like always on the move, because life's moving, and if it's just moving forward, then our opportunity is to move forward with it. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Peace out. Bye.